In this video, I'll be showing you how to get out of a rut. Now, what is a rut? Now, for those of you who don't know what a rut is, this concept is better understood, described. Now, have you ever been in a situation where you find yourself trying to build a new habit, or you find yourself on a killer streak completing a project, and then one funny thing happens and you miss a day? It's just one day, but a day turns to 2 days. 2 days turns to 3 days, and 3 days turns to a week. And before you can say Jack Robinson, it's a month and you've basically kissed your streak goodbye. For those of you who didn't know what a rut was, that is essentially the concept of a rut. Now, if you happen to fall under this description, I mean, you're in luck, because in this video, I'll be sharing with you 6 ways on how you can actually get out of this dreaded concept of the rut. Where the hell is this boy? Hey! Ben! Charlie, how? What are you doing there? What does it look like? I'm under a rut, bruh. I can't script, I can't edit, I've not filmed a video, I haven't posted anything in 2 weeks, bruh. I feel so useless. Bro, okay, see, I'm gonna make a video specially for you to take you out of this rut, okay? Really? Okay. Will you please come out from under the desk? You know what? No. I kind of like it here, actually. It's quite calming in a way. Okay.
He shot you!
At this point, I can't really kill myself, man.
Bruh, send some video to me when it drops, I beg. This rot is killing me.
You know you can just turn on your notifications on your YouTube video.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's true. Notifications. Wait. Oh. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll do just that, bro.
But the way you are right at this moment, I'm not sure if you can do anything reasonable. So don't worry, I'll send it to your WhatsApp. Just watch your phone notifications or something. Okay?
Thanks, Bernard. Thank you so much, bro. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome, Ben. But shut don't wet the floor while you're weeping like a woman. This carpet is quite expensive, okay?
Okay, I'll try not to. Now please get out.
Okay, bro. Hope you get better. See you soon. Bye.
Omo, a video better make sense, if not. Omo, good joke.
The first point in this video is just keep going. Sometimes when we are in a process of building a habit and we miss just one day, we tend most times to be hard on ourselves and just crucify ourselves for no just reason. And if you're like me and a lot of people out there with a perfectionist mindset, you feel, oh my God, the whole world has ended. This habit is just not for me. And it then becomes a vicious cycle of skipping days, feeling bad about yourself. And I mean, it just goes on and on. But a better way to actually go about this is to forgive yourself. I mean, as humans, we all make mistakes, and I'm guessing you're also not excluded from the storm that plagues all humans. And like Shia LaBeouf would say, just do it.
Do it! Just do it!
Now, another thing that really keeps us in a rut is when we try to overthink things. Now, this is what we call analysis paralysis. Now, we can easily fall into this trap when we get a bit cynical about things, and then we try to fuss over every single minute detail to make sure everything goes perfect like before. But actually, sometimes when we decide to focus on every single detail, what used to be fun becomes work, and you end up hating every single moment of it. When something looks like work to you, it multiplies the amount of friction you have to overcome to actually get started. And that's one of the main reasons why people who tend to overthink things most times end up starting nothing. Now, another way we can actually get into a rut is when we take things too personal. Now, a good example of this is if you're trying to form a habit that involves some form of social media, like maybe trying to post on Twitter consistently or trying to upload YouTube videos consistently. Now, when we fall into the trap of attaching our self-worth or our emotions to the things that we post and how it does on some algorithm, you are basically handing your emotions over to something you cannot control. And if you have watched any of my videos on stoicism, you will understand how dangerous that actually is. Because when you leave your emotions on the hand of something else or someone else, you are under the power of that thing. or that person. And the same thing with whatever habit that you're trying to improve. When you leave your dopamine hits on something you cannot control aside from yourself, you basically lose control on the reward systems that actually help you to keep the habit. Now, another way that we can get out of a rut is when we make things as easy as possible. Now, a good way to actually make any habit stick and reduce the tendencies of you falling into a rut is when you make the individual steps of the habit as frictionless as possible. Like take for example, if I want to start a habit of writing and my notepad is just right beside my bed when I wake up, it makes it a whole lot easier to start that habit of writing. Now, compared to when, if I want to write every single day, I need to look for some notepad that is like under a heap pile of books for me to even start the process. Now, just the mere idea of thinking about the whole process of going through that Exodus journey, it kind of basically just fizzles out the vibe to start that habit in the first place. Now, another way that we can fall into a rut is when things stop being fun. Now, it's a common fact that what we like, we do more of, and what we dislike, we tend to do less of. Or if we are forced to do it, we dread every single moment of it. And one of the main reasons why we actually tend to fall into a rut is when something that actually used to give us joy before becomes boring or less fun. And if that habit is important to you, you need to try to make it as fun as possible, literally for its survival. Now, it's at this point that fun becomes a life or death situation. Now, another way that we can actually get out of a rut is by understanding your seasons. Now, sometimes life happens, things happen, situations change, and what you were able to do before in a really high measure, life can hit you in a way that you may not be able to put in the same amount of effort or the same amount of time on that same thing. When you are still hung up on the glory days of like when you had more time or when you had more energy to do something, it makes it a whole lot easier to fall into a rut because you're trying to do something that you used to do before when the main variable that caused you to be able to do that thing is no longer there, like let's say time or energy. Now, a good way to actually get out of a rut is to understand your seasons and try to adapt that habit to your circumstances at that point in time. Take for example, let's say you tend to write every morning at 6 a.m. on a particular table in a particular room, and for some weird reason, you happen to move from that house and that table is no longer there, or you don't really have access to a private room specially dedicated for writing, and you are hung up on the glory days when you had a room and a special table for writing, it's going to be a whole lot difficult to get out of that rut. It's going to be difficult or almost impossible to actually continue writing if you're still hung up on your previous circumstance. And guys, if you like this video, please don't forget to hit the like button. It really helps with the algorithm. And if you gained a ton of value from this video, please share it to someone who you think would also benefit as much as you have. And if you really love this video, I'm guessing you're also gonna love a video somewhere on the end screen. And yeah, remember to always keep it real. Bye guys.